Hello, welcome to the full release of WarTales. The entrance to Alazar is over here, as you can see. The gate is here. I just want to say a couple of things before we start playing and exploring. This is one of the most successful games that has been in early access and release, but at the same time I cannot help but feel a little sad. The developers had another vision for the game. See how big the map is? That's how big the game should have been, but they just cut all of the regions into smaller sizes, and I think we're left with 6 regions now, 6 regions, which is not really enough because the game is not unique per se. By the way, this is not Battle Brothers, it's very different from Battle Brothers. Every region basically has the same activity as the other one. Every region will have a few mines, will have a hunt, it will have probably an arena, probably, but not necessarily. This one doesn't have an arena. It will also have... It will also have a boss. Every region has a boss. That boss will give you a unique weapon if you kill him, or he or she or whatever. And it's basically the same activities. Some of them will maybe have a roost field, but it's basically more or less the same thing. You don't have different enemy types, you don't have different challenges. It's kind of like a carbon copy of each other, so it's a shiny package, but not a lot of complex mechanics or interesting things happening in the background. In Battle Brothers you had vastly different factions, and for some of them you needed to be sneaky, for some of them you needed to be very strong up front. Some of the factions would charge you, some of the factions would use range fire. Again, if you compare Battle Brothers complexity in the mechanics of trading, managing your group, this is not it. This is inferior, but this game does a lot of things better. For example, camp progression, character progression, it's a lot better. Also, graphics are of course a lot better. So let's go over the patch notes. Yes, I like the game, I recommend you buy it, but at the same time, I don't know, it's not what it's supposed to be, and I think it could have been a lot better than this. I'm not sure what the price is right now, but I wouldn't pay more than 20 euros for this game because it's super repetitive. And the difficulty, even though it's great, you have a lot of difficulty options, but only the last ones are good. For example, I will only be playing on Expert, and on Free mode. So this is, I think they don't really explain. Expert is difficulty of course, and safe mode will be free because you will have a lot of challenges where you don't know what to do and you'll be stuck. Adaptive exploration, what is this? This basically means everything will scale with you. If you don't choose the adaptive exploration, you'll be in a situation where you can only enter one region and then you have to go to another one. It's basically kind of a story campaign mode, and this is free roam mode. But the problem is, if you're playing on the region lock mode, that means you'll encounter a lot of difficulty curves that might not be too lucky. So I prefer just adaptive because everything will be scaled and more or less fair. So what did they introduce to the game? Of course, the new region Alazar, new confessions have been added to the pool, which are random events that can happen while camping. Can be good, can be bad, can be super bad if you don't know what. For example, one of your characters might want 30% more money in their pay. Again, I'm not talking about all of the balances that were done over time, but that's one of the worst ones, and sometimes you'll have to take it because of your situation or where you are. You can bury your fallen companions, oh, rest in peace. A lot more achievements. I think the game has 130 achievements now. So we have a new arena, a new elite, and a new tomb, which is, again, this is almost carbon copy for every region now. Arena, elite, tomb. Snow wolves and bears are joining the fight. There are yetis in the game now. In this region you will fight yetis. Skin yetis, I might add. Companions and camp life. Level cap, it's level 12 now, and the enemy can be level 14. This is huge, but at the same time, every item is level scaled, so it doesn't really matter that much. So at level 12 we unlock braveries, only one per character per round, only one news per character and per round. But you can also choose other talents that have not been chosen, so you can make an interesting build. Meh. Animals also have new talents. You can gain charcoal from campfire, hemp, craft ropes or new recipes. Basically another plant. Arenas. The old arenas are making... Basically they rebalance the arenas, and you have 3 more specializations for your spearmen, archers and swordsmen. Meaning 1 for each. It will be interesting to see because some of them you'll have to unlock. new difficulty mode in arenas. That will be interesting to test. Tomb of the Ancients in Drombach and also the Tomb of the Ancient in Virtus. Okay, this is something I have to point out a little bit. They had the tombs in other regions as well. So for example, we have a tomb in Stormcramp. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I sometimes call the region by the name of the city. So this is Tiltran. Tiltran tomb. So where could the Virtuous tomb be? Let's look at the map. Maybe we can spot it, but probably not. Probably is in the hills somewhere. I don't see a question mark anywhere. Probably it's here. I don't know. They also added a new item on the map, which is a sepulture. I know about it because I found it in Tiltran. So this is a sepulture door. You have to introduce a combination and then you probably enter and do something else. I'm not sure what the deal is with it, but remember you have the runes and you have to decipher the runes to get some text which will probably lead you to some secret treasures along the way. Again, it's a long way there. Roost tournament. The rules have changed. You have 2 balls at all time because the first one's very boring. After you complete the first Roost match in Gridmar, you'll be invited to participate in the tournament with some trials to do. Each region has its own field team and way of cheating. Also, this has the difficulty mode, meaning a harder setting for the Roost challenges. Professions. Professions are easier to level up, and what has changed? Well, guess what? The last profession has been introduced, and it's not the doctor as people speculated. It will be the woodcutter. Now you don't have to use an axeman to cut your wood. Now everyone can be a woodcutter. Sadly, one of the biggest complaints I have about the game, this is the full release. You have no reason to have so many difficulties with optimization. Optimization is super bad. Woodcutter, as you can see, it's a new profession, and that's it. That's the whole professions. You have 10 professions. This could have been expanded vastly, but they chose not to improve this. So I guess what can I say? It is what it is. By the way, I'll still play the same game, and after we are finished exploring the new region and also the new challenges and stuff like that, we'll start a let's play from zero, because the game has changed too much to be able to say it's going to be the same. And you can look at my camp for now. Alchemist, they changed so you can buy recipes, alchemy recipes with crowns, and brains will become useful in crafting items. They rebalance the oils, new recipes, blacksmith, new tier of armors and other recipes. I guess you have to look at this one. Which is fair because the last tier was missing, so we have... That looks like a shield, 2 new leathers. A shield recipe. They also modified how this looks, the shields look like, because you didn't have higher level shields. Oh, that's a nice shield. Nice. Ghost buckler. Pony armor. So I guess these are the last ones. The last tiers, tier 4. They also changed a lot of things and now everyone speaks. I'll show you that in a bit. So the scholar codices, meaning the runes, they just been rebalanced, and you'll get a clue and gather all of the clues from the group of codices to find the location of a secret vault. So I guess if you gather the runes from a particular group, you might be able to go to that door and introduce the combination and enter it. So I believe that's how you open these things. You need to gather the runes, translate the runes, and then you'll be able to enter to get the combination, so you can enter these things, which will have treasures, or more treasures, or other things. They also introduced more secrets into the world, so you probably have an easier time leveling up. Graphics. The game looks a little better. Backpacks are evolving with gear. The better the gear, the more beautiful the backpack. Because the basic backpack is carrying sticks. I also think they changed some of the armors around, I'm not sure. So he has that. So we are looking backpack. Probably depends on the armor as well. Oh, the rabbit is not part of the backpack. So his backpack is well, this is medium armor, though that was for light armor, and this is for heavy armor. Heavy armor gets a bigger backpack. Medium armor is medium one, and the light one is a very light sleeping bag. And the basic one just has sticks and stuff in it. It looks very primitive. An interesting choice, but kind of useless. The character customization can be revamped to make it clear. New customization, just more cosmetics for the face and stuff like that. Alazar, by new battle and camp maps have been added, resting and fighting the Edorian fields and in the Virtusian vineyards. Okay, so these are just more battle maps. Edorian fields and Virtusian vineyards, Visual models, wolf models updated. The amount to level up, the amount of experience points required to level up the highest levels has been reduced, so just better progression. Items, rarity has changed, new items. You can now loot more leather and fangs from animals. Thank you, that it was incredibly hard to do all of the leather stuff and the beef stuff, the fangs, to buy all of the recipes. You got too little. Mint has... What? They removed mint and added hemp. That's cruel. I like mint a lot. Bring back the mint. We need to start a protest on Reddit. Bring back the mint. Difficulty balancing, so... They have adjusted some of the difficulty things. You can hide or show the enemy's turn. What? Oh, you know what this means? This means... Okay, I saw something... By the way, look at this here. No snowstorm, which is probably a new weather type. It doesn't... I looked at this and I didn't understand what it is. Show enemy turn in battle. So you can see the turn, meaning it's your turn or the enemy turn, but you will not be able to see who will take the action, which is a stupid thing. Ah, come on. You can almost guess who it is, but I don't understand. You know what this changes? This means you'll not be able to see who does something. By the way, I gave the lieutenant the banner. Doesn't really look like lieutenant to me. So if you have more difficulty choices, you'll not be able to see which enemy will act. Which is again not a difficulty choice, it's just a tedious thing and annoying. Units. You'll encounter less mosquitoes in Harag. For second, villages have been rebalanced. They were very hard to be honest, but I like them hard. Weapon and skill balancing. Anyway, Dagan, something about Dagan. And that was basically it. I just read most of the changes anyway, so let's go into this area over here. And let's see what else we have. Again, I've been playing this game for... let me look at the Steam page and I'll tell you. I've been playing this game for 270 hours. Think about it, 270 hours. That's a lot of time I wasted on the game. So I will start a new game from zero, probably next week or something like that. For now, let's enjoy what content we have in the game. Keep in mind, you also have the weekly quests, which are much harder than the normal ones, which will give us a unique weapon.
Do you know how much I have to pay for each slave crossing the boy won't let honest citizens work?
Everyone talks, which can be annoying because they have the same voice line.
I'm going back to Drombach to look for plague remedies. Tiltron's stock is dwindling.
I heard that the Eye's Reckoning did some damage in New Astle. I hope my family is alright.
And there's... Okay, I'll address this time. The game still insists on using the same models for women and men, which is annoying because sometimes you'll have the same model with the same armor, which doesn't make sense, but the developers just are pushing this agenda and this political nonsense in the game, and
Do you
I
really
guess we
want
just
to
have to
enter
deal with it.
Alazar, despite the Eye's
Look how
Reckoning?
big the armor is. Do you think she has arms that big? I have a border pass somewhere. Oh, no, we don't have enough money, right. I think I have a border pass somewhere. It would be a shame not to use it, right? I have 2 border passes. Well, I guess I'll be keeping one. I had this for such a long time, yeah. So I'll restart the game and it will be a fun experience because
Do you really want to enter Alazar?
the best part of the game is the
Suit
early part.
yourselves? Send my regards to the Inquisition.
Yeah, lip sync is non-existent in the game. By the way, this basically means the region has snow and the Inquisition. So some people will be very warm, some people will be very cold. Also because of the rebalancing that was done in the game, I've done some videos on that. By the way, they still haven't fixed the stupid bug that cider counts as free vegetables. I don't know, I don't think they'll ever fix it. I'm pretty sure they're not even aware of it at this time. I don't have any vegetables on me to test it out. Whatever. Let's just pretend it's okay. Apple cider is the best vegetable in the world. I was planning on doing you can change the wood to charcoal, or to coal actually. I think that patch note said charcoal, but it's coal. Best friend, companions, campfire. I'm not sure who produces the salt. I don't even care at this point. I'll be playing the same type of game with the same types of, I don't know, I just like to have helpers and use pony management and camp management to do all of that stuff that, as you can see, works. And I'll be only playing with 4 mercenaries, that's the thing. I don't want to play with more of them because it makes the game super tedious. Imagine having to find super good armor for all companions. Okay, let's play the game a little bit. I will just have to kind of see what's over here. See, the game is still choppy. It dropped 30 frames, if I'm not mistaken, that time. The game shouldn't drop frames. The game should be very good in combat. I also played the combat and it still lags when you fire when you shoot the fire arrow. And so many things were not really changed, or not changed enough, and optimization is such a big problem even now. Iron hoof stables. You didn't see anything. I don't know. I cannot wait to play this from zero. That's... fine, I'll steal everything.
The eye.
Voice acting.
This woman's injuries may be superficial, but her mind...
We were on our way to the border crossing when we saw the Eye's reckoning strike these stables. I sent one of our companions to New Astel for help, but time is of the essence. You seem equipped for the task, mercenaries. Would you mind clearing the debris? Let's get to it immediately.
Let's get to it immediately. Oh, you need the woodcutter to do it? Okay. I thought you would need the miner. Good thing we have a woodcutter with us. So probably the fisherman is the most useless profession in the game, but I'll still have a fisherman in my squad when we start again. Oh, hello.
What have I done? What have I done to offend the god of light?
Nothing. Oh, this is mining, so you probably need 2 companions for this one. Changing profession is not recommended because you lose the experience. I guess it's not such a bad thing to lose.
I'm not a heretic, I swear.
I hear soldiers. Come, mercenaries.
Let's hello to the Inquisition. I guess the game still hasn't made up its mind what it wants to do the factions. I hoped it would do more with the faction, but it didn't do more with them. What? The skills are... What do you mean? Okay, so this is... I'm very upset about this. What do you mean the skills are still coming soon? This is the full release. When are they coming? Don't worry, the game will be supported with content for maybe another 3 years, 4 years. Shiro Games has a tendency to release DLCs for their game 3 or 4 years after, so they're good with maintaining their games, but I just feel like they should have done more work on the game instead of calling it's done. It needed a lot more work in all areas of the game.
I see the army didn't come alone.
The Eyes Reckoning struck these stables. We are duty-bound to inspect the place and...
Move along.
Dead? Nonsense. You wouldn't call the Alazarian army to bury dead bodies. These men came to rescue injured people. Heretics? You know full well...
They're not heretics. Mercenaries. You saw them, didn't you?
What they look like is irrelevant. The Eyes Reckoning does not smite innocents. Mercenaries? All believers have a duty to...
You know what? Normally I would pick the side against the Inquisition, but since again, because of what the developers did with this character, we'll attack this character and we'll join the Inquisition. All heretics must pay, and you guys are heretics. So death to the... I don't know, it's just a choice, but I think the game will get a lot better. Eyes in the back of the head. This guy was shot by his own people too many times. So what do they have? They have no guard, they apply vulnerability. Wow, that's bad. That relentless is also pretty bad. Inquisitor. I guess no one expects the Spanish Inquisition or the Alazarian Inquisition. And also, I'll just show you how the combat is right now. I have a few things that help me with the placement of units in the beginning. So it's 6 versus 5. They have so much HP. That is not a problem. I'm used to this stuff. So yes, like I keep saying, fire still causes lag, which it shouldn't do. Not as bad as it used to be, but if there were more people there, it would have been more lag. 52 damage, he took more damage. Keep in mind, this is on the fastest animation speed for the game. If you play on the lower animation speed, you'll be forever fighting. Yeah, I have to swap this out because Lucille is not as good as it was once. Oh wait. That's actually with us. He's a character that we're supposed to be. Chief Sphere. So as you can see, I basically block an entire area. If they come, they'll be shot with an arrow and possibly hit by Lucille. Only vulnerability and mud. Oh, that's pretty bad. Well, I guess I have to go and fight the professor. So this will trigger the surrounded debuff. 20% more damage. That's interesting. Atmos look a little better. Yeah. 199 damage. I didn't think this through. It's okay, you can just do this the old-fashioned way. We can wait one more round for this. Well, no. So without the armor, actually they're super weak. I guess we can also hit with fire. Yeah, look at the lag, look at the FPS drops without a reason. The FPS is much better, but it's still not stable. You hit me, I hit you. Kind of funny, you can make some tactics that work like this. You just deny the enemy approaching you. Okay, I want to make a big hit. Why did you enter the... Wow, okay. I guess... It's not my fault, don't look at me like that. Yeah, let's end the turn. 78 damage, well, this character has a lot of defense, wow. Wow. 80 armor, 80 guard, that's such a high number. I guess I might have changed my mind. Instead of an axeman, I'll probably still use this guy because he's the only dedicated armor breaker I have. Look at this. Damage to armor. And attacks ignore 100% of the guard. Okay, change my mind. These guys can be super tanky. Yeah, I guess there's no point in doing anything else. Yeah, that zealot is unbelievably tough. Well, not invincible. Because I have my nutcracker. Sometimes I feel like the run ability is too useful. It's just so useful in so many cases. Fury. The next attack is increased by 50%. Let me see how much I can stack this. Not bad. 300 damage. He still has some armor left. Stuck in the mother key. No, actually, yeah, it's time to finish this. Probably the brute will still be a very important piece of combat. What did I do? I moved him and yeah, I have to play with him. Okay, whatever. Okay, that fight was pretty long. As you can see, fights will take a long time. Imagine if you don't have the faster animations. A sword? A one-handed sword. A cautious strike. Applies weakening for 1 round. Oh, it's level 13. Okay, that's why it has so much damage. That's very interesting. Currently, I don't have a lot of swords or a lot of good swords. 53 strength, 45. Yeah, swords were kind of in a bad position, so I guess they're much better after the update. And his secondary was this, just level 11 that burned people. Oh, they need level 12 because it's okay. Okay, I understand. At least they are grateful for our help.
Thanks to you, the heretics who lived here will be burned to the stake to appease the god of light. This reward is yours.
No problem. I will help you. By the way, look at how cool the armor is. They are a very well designed group of people because they are kind of like from Warhammer, the Inquisition from Warhammer.
Don't ever be fooled by the scholar's lies again.
Yes. Thank you. I guess we could have stolen everything after the event. Great store. All in all honest work. Okay, I wanted to end the video, but before I end the video, I just want to find the beasts, the Yeti. Let's see if we can fight them. If not, well, nothing is lost. We'll see them in the next episode. Wow, the FPS drops are so bad here. Like in Green, alright? Inquisition camp, Scholars camp. I have a feeling these people will enjoy a very warm winter. Great sound effects for the snow under our feet. We'll see the Yetis next time.
So, did you think the Windfells wouldn't? Their terms are crystal clear. We're to bring back either their dear Corrine or her captors' heads.
This is
So,
a
where is she?
quest combat. Oh yeah, that's way back from the Virtus region. Anyway, see you next time. Bye bye.